birthday party, am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
Nick?
If you have an answer for this, but I'm curious, who do you think is the next Jeffrey Epstein?
Okay, so I was told that there was and I don't know, I don't know if that source was correct or not, but at any given time.
Recently, across social media platforms and video sharing sites, a surge of discussions, theories, and speculative narratives has emerged involving Hollywood celebrities, high-profile public figures, and alleged connections to widely publicized criminal cases. These conversations are often fueled by viral clips, podcast interviews, stand-up comedy segments, and selectively edited content that is reshared and reinterpreted by audiences. As this material circulates, it frequently evolves into more elaborate storylines that merge unrelated events, personal opinions, and coincidental occurrences into a broader theory-driven narrative. While such content can appear compelling due to its dramatic presentation and emotional appeal, it is important to recognize that the majority of these claims are not supported by verified evidence, official investigations, or credible legal documentation. Instead, they exist largely within the realm of speculation, shaped by online engagement patterns and audience interpretation rather than factual reporting. A recurring figure often mentioned in these discussions is comedian KattWilliams, whose interviews and commentary about the entertainment industry have gained widespread attention online. In many of his public appearances, he discusses themes such as power dynamics, influence, and the inner workings of Hollywood. However, his style of communication frequently blends humor, exaggeration, metaphor, and personal opinion elements that are central to his identity as a performer. When these statements are taken out of context, clipped into short segments, and shared across platforms, they are sometimes interpreted as literal revelations rather than expressive or comedic commentary. This shift in interpretation highlights a broader issue within digital media consumption, where audiences may conflate entertainment with factual disclosure, especially when content is presented in a serious or dramatic format. As these interpretations spread, certain online narratives attempt to construct connections between unrelated individuals and events. For example, some viral theories suggest that following the legal downfall or public controversies involving individuals like Jeffrey Epstein and Sean "Diddy" Combs, there has been a form of replacement or restructuring within elite social circles. These narratives often imply that new figures have assumed hidden roles within alleged networks of influence or control. However, such claims lack confirmation from credible investigative journalism, court records, or official sources. No verified evidence supports the idea of systematic replacements or secret organizational continuity of this nature. Instead, these narratives tend to emerge from pattern-seeking behavior, where audiences connect separate incidents into a single storyline despite the absence of factual linkage. Another common theme within these discussions is the interpretation of celebrity behavior, particularly when public figures make significant changes in their personal or professional lives. When an actor steps away from the spotlight, reduces media appearances, relocates, or transitions into a different career path, online speculation often assigns deeper, hidden meanings to these decisions. In reality, such choices are typically influenced by practical and personal considerations, including mental health, family priorities, contractual obligations, financial planning, or the natural evolution of a career. Interpreting these decisions as evidence of involvement in larger conspiratorial systems overlooks the complexity of individual circumstances and reduces nuanced human behavior to simplistic assumptions. The continued reference to the Epstein case within these narratives is largely due to its high-profile nature and the legitimate public interest it generated. The case has been extensively documented through legal proceedings, investigative journalism, and official reports, which have established a factual foundation regarding the crimes and individuals directly involved. However, much of the content circulating online extends beyond these verified details, incorporating unnamed individuals, unverified allegations, and speculative interpretations. This blending of fact and fiction creates a blurred, informational landscape in which audiences may struggle to distinguish between documented reality and imaginative reconstruction. Over time, repeated exposure to such blended narratives can make unverified claims appear more credible, even in the absence of supporting evidence. Social media platforms play a significant role in amplifying these narratives. Their algorithms are designed to prioritize content that generates high levels of engagement, including likes, shares, comments, and watch time. As a result, emotionally charged, controversial, or sensational content is more likely to be promoted and reach wider audiences. Videos that present shocking claims or dramatic interpretations often outperform balanced, evidence-based explanations simply because they capture attention more effectively. This dynamic encourages the production and dissemination of increasingly sensational material as creators compete for visibility in a crowded digital environment. Once a particular narrative gains traction, it is frequently replicated, modified, and expanded by other creators, further distancing it from its original context and increasing its perceived legitimacy. A critical factor in this process is the selective use of interviews and public statements. Entertainers, comedians, and public figures often engage in storytelling techniques that include satire, irony, and exaggeration. These elements are intended to entertain, provoke thought, or express personal viewpoints rather than to serve as factual testimony. However, when segments of these performances are extracted and presented without context, they can be reinterpreted as serious claims. This is particularly problematic in the context of conspiracy-driven content, where audiences may already be inclined to view ambiguous statements as confirmation of hidden truths. The result is a cycle in which entertainment content is repurposed as supposed evidence, reinforcing narratives that lack factual grounding. Human psychology also plays an important role in the spread of these theories. People naturally seek patterns and connections, especially when dealing with complex or uncertain information. This tendency, known as pattern recognition, can lead individuals to perceive relationships between unrelated events. When multiple high-profile incidents occur within a similar time frame, such as legal cases, celebrity controversies, or unexpected career changes, some viewers interpret these as interconnected elements of a larger system. While this interpretation can be compelling, it is important to distinguish between coincidence and causation. Without verifiable evidence establishing a direct link, such connections remain speculative and should be approached with caution. The influence of independent content creators and commentary channels further amplifies this phenomenon. In an effort to attract audiences and increase engagement, some creators adopt dramatic storytelling techniques including suspenseful narration, selective editing, and emotionally charged language. While these methods can make content more engaging, they can also distort the underlying information by emphasizing certain details while omitting others. Over time, repeated exposure to such content can shape audience perceptions, making speculative narratives seem more plausible than they actually are. This effect is compounded by the echo chamber nature of social media, where users are often exposed to content that aligns with their existing beliefs or interests. It is also essential to consider the distinction between formal investigative processes and online speculation. Serious criminal cases are handled through structured legal systems that rely on evidence, witness testimony, and judicial oversight. Conclusions are reached through rigorous procedures designed to ensure accuracy and fairness. In contrast, online narratives are often built on incomplete information, interpretations, and unverified claims. Confusing these two sources of information can lead to misunderstandings about how legal accountability is established and how credible conclusions are formed. Recognizing this distinction is crucial for maintaining an informed and balanced perspective. Despite the lack of substantiated evidence, These narratives continue to attract attention because they combine elements of mystery, celebrity culture, and real-world controversy. This combination creates a compelling form of storytelling that captures audience interest and encourages ongoing engagement. The sense of uncovering hidden truths or being part of an informed group can also contribute to the appeal of such content. However, this emotional engagement should not be mistaken for factual accuracy. The popularity of a narrative does not determine its validity, and widespread repetition does not transform speculation into truth. Ultimately, the widespread circulation of these discussions highlights the importance of critical thinking and media literacy in the digital age. Audiences must develop the ability to evaluate sources, verify claims, and differentiate between fact and opinion. This includes questioning the credibility of content creators, examining the context in which statements are made, and seeking information from reliable, established sources such as reputable news organizations and official records. By adopting a more analytical approach to media consumption, individuals can reduce their susceptibility to misinformation and make more informed judgments about the content they encounter. In conclusion, while conversations about Hollywood, celebrity culture, and high-profile legal cases will likely continue to generate public interest, it is essential to approach such topics with a clear and critical perspective. Many of the claims circulating within viral narratives remain unproven, unverified, or misinterpreted, despite their widespread visibility. Separating documented facts from speculative interpretations is key to understanding these complex issues accurately. In an environment where information spreads rapidly and often without verification, prioritizing evidence over assumption becomes more important than ever. Virality is not evidence, repetition is not confirmation, and without credible proof, even the most compelling narrative remains a story rather than a fact.